Hello there, and welcome to the AMSEC Standard Operating Procedures for the ICP-MS. We have decided to do some video-based procedures to help some troubleshooting and training materials for the instrument due to its complex nature. So the first video here will be some introduction and software layout, and then after that we'll go into more instrument operation. Alright. Before you ever open any ICP-MS software such as TOP or data analysis, you will need to check the configuration file. So the instrument is currently set up for liquid, so that's why we see the liquid set up here. For laser, you'll simply go to sample introduction type and choose none, and then the auto sampler will automatically save, and then you'll hit save here. For liquids, you'll want to make sure you have peristaltic pump selected and then ASX 500 for the auto sampler. If you forget which one of these auto samplers to choose, just look at the front of the auto sampler. It says ASX 510, so you choose the 500 series. And once you have those selected, you can hit save and then proceed to open the ICP-MS software. If you forget to check that beforehand and you've already lit the plasma and whatnot, you can simply close the software, change the configuration, and reopen it. The plasma will stay lit and nothing will go wrong. So the software will automatically open to the last window that was left open by the previous person. So in this case, the instrument control was left open, which is common since that's where you turn off the plasma. So you may end up with the black screen, which I'll start with here. The general layout of the software is we generally only use the first 2 or 3 icons here. So the first icon is the instrument panel. The instrument panel is where we're going to ignite or put out the plasma, and it's where we'll see any errors that may pop up for ignition. So all of these little things here are different meters for different things. Okay, so we have our gases here, our vacuum system here, our generator for the RF signal that goes and creates the plasma, and so on. If you want to see the value on any of these meters, you simply click and hold. So for this gas, it's currently off because the plasma is not running, so we won't get a value here. That's why they're all white. And then if we want to check, say, the analyzer pressure, which currently is being measured, we can see that it's in the -6 Pascal range. Okay, and we can also see the backing pressure there. Now if we close this window, we'll go up to the instrument tune panel, which is the one directly next to the instrument control. You can also get there from the instrument drop down. The software has the habit of putting the icons very close to each other. It always is that way. And when you open the tune window, you will always see the tune file loaded as a tune. Okay, so the a tune file is not an actual tune file that you can save or overwrite or anything. The a tune file is kind of a temporary tune file that the instrument reads. This is the only file the instrument reads. So for example, if I load in no gas, which is the liquids file, you'll see it load. Might change some parameters, it might not. And then I close this window. When I reopen the window, it will say a tune is loaded. Now what it did is it took all the no gas parameters and it loaded it into a tune. And so all the parameters I loaded are still valid and are still going to be used by the instrument, but it's going to show up as a tune. So don't be alarmed if you see a tune show up. If you're worried, just reload the file you need. You can do that from this drop down. It shows the last 5, or you can just hit load or file load and then choose the file that you want and load it. Alright, so we show currently we show up here the current method that is loaded. It'll also show the previous 5 as well. But for the sequence, for some reason it doesn't show the previous 5, but you can see the current sequence that is loaded. And then up top we have our different menus. So like I showed before, the instrument panel, we have the acquire panel, which is directly above the icon again. We have the data analysis panel, which will be a separate video. And then we have the methods and sequence windows, which will also be separate videos. So that's general software layout. There's nothing special in this video besides going over the configuration file and the FOMLOC thing, and getting myself used to doing these types of videos. So stay tuned in for the other videos that are going to come shortly.